today we're going to learn about a really amazing program that honors beautiful old growth forests. And I'm with Leona Addy, who's with the Old Growth Forest Network. We're going to hear all about it, what it does, and we're going to talk about where we are today because it just got inducted into the network. So first, Leona, what is the Old Growth Forest Network? What is its mission?
So we're a nationwide nonprofit that's dedicated to the protection and preservation of old growth forests across the country. Our goal is to have one old growth forest in every county across the United States where forests can grow.
Oh, that's wonderful. And the place that we are at right now is the Bendix Woods County Park Nature Preserve. It's a 28 acre section of Bendix Woods County Park in New Carlisle, Indiana. And what happened today?
Bendix Woods got inducted as our nonprofit's 285th old growth forest. It is the first in St. Joseph County.
Wonderful. That's so exciting. It's such a special spot. In spring,
Yes.
As we can see, the spring ephemerals are just exploding. It's like a carpet of wildflowers, which is beautiful. And so, fitting, do you usually do inductions in the spring in these types of forests?
Yes, typically. We like to do inductions in the spring and fall. Spring for the obvious beautiful spring ephemerals. You can see the trilliums in the background here. Or in the fall when you get the beautiful fall color, and it just helps highlight the forest's beauty.
Yes, the aesthetics. When you're out and you're looking at sites that are potential candidates for induction into the network, what are the characteristics that you're looking for?
Sure. While spring ephemerals are not an indicator of old growth, you often find them in there, and that's just because they thrive in areas that haven't been disturbed. And one of those biggest disturbances is logging. So the fact that that never took place here, you can see that. Another characteristic is large down woody debris that you can also see in the background here. The size and scale of these as these mature trees fall. You're going to see an abundance of larger, older trees. Those trees are going to have balding spots near the base. That's just a characteristic that trees get as they age. We're looking for...
And that's kind of just like lighter color on that lower part of the bark?
Yeah. So it can be thinner bark. It will look a little discolored. It might have a slightly different texture. But yeah, once you see it, you won't be able to not see it.
Yeah. I didn't know it had a term like balding. I never thought of trees balding, but I kind of like it. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then how about the topography? Is there anything about the soil or the ground itself?
Yeah, so often we look for cradle knoll topography or tip and mound topography. And that's kind of looks like a wave on the forest floor that happens as trees fall. It'll bring up the root mound, and then you kind of get these mounds of dirt and decayed matter, and you get a little pit where the root system used to be.
Oh, sure.
So as the forest is aged, the whole forest floor will begin to look like that.
Okay, so kind of like up and down kind of thing. And of course here at Bendix Woods, this part of the park, which is the state dedicated nature preserve and now part of the network, was a glacial moraine. So, we do have big rolling hills, but you're talking about more like little...
Yeah, like kind of a
pockets.
micro scale. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And then you talked about downed wood, which we have a lot of here. And that's an important part of older forest, right? All of this.
Absolutely. Yeah, not only for nutrient cycling, but also for the wildlife. If you think about salamanders that may live underneath of it, all the different types of bugs, mosses, fungi that can live on it and help it break down and decay. That provides more habitat for more bugs, that provides a feeding source for birds, and not just the downwood, but the standing deadwood like snakes and things too. Imagine how much a woodpecker would love just pecking away and foraging in that habitat.
Sure, all important and all connected to make that ecosystem thrive. If people are interested in maybe nominating woods that they know of that is considered old growth and they want to nominate it for the network, how would they do that?
Sure, you can go onto our website, you can look up any of our contact information and shoot us an email. There's also a specific page on our website where you can nominate a forest and just tell us what county it is, what town it is, what's the park name, and why you think it's a good fit.
Are there different categories? Like, do you have to have a certain size of acreage?
That's a great question, yes. So we have 3 different categories. One is our network forests. Those are the properties that we want one in every county of. Those are about 20 acres in size, and when you're in the forest, it's going to feel more like a true hike. You probably feel like small dirt paths. You're not going to be able to see any houses. You're going to feel like you're in the woods. Those need to be at least 20 acres in size. Our community forests, those are typically a little bit smaller, probably within a city limit or a smaller county park. Those need to be 5 acres in size. And while you're in those, you're definitely still going to be in an old growth forest, but you might be able to see some houses in the background. You might be able to hear a busy road. So still important resources. Those kind of community forests typically involve a lot of more school trips and a big community foundation for everyday hikes.
Okay.
And then we also have a private forest network. So if you're a property owner and you have at least 1 acre of land that is old growth, we can get you on a private registry
nice.
as well.
So there's an old growth forest for almost everybody,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And that's what's so important about protecting spaces like this and then recognizing their value.
Absolutely. One more thing with the protections, they need to be protected from logging, right? These forests have been around forever and we want them to continue to be.
Okay, great. Good tips, good information. Thank you so much for the work that you do in celebrating old growth forests. And remember, you can find your own outdoor elements when you visit area parks and natural areas. We'll see you soon.